This is the plaintiff, Azariah Campbell. He says he picked up the defendant in his taxi cab, and the guy stiffed him on the fare. He got angry, sprayed the man with copper-tone suntan lotion, and was arrested. The defendant was a no-show in court for 8 days. The case was thrown out, and he's here suing the cheap, pesky defendant for $5,000 for wasting his time and lost wages. This is the defendant, Robert. He says the plaintiff tried to overcharge him for a ride he always takes from the mall home. The driver attacked him in his driveway, pepper sprayed him in the face, then took off when he heard the cops' sirens. 6 months later, he appeared in court, did what he was supposed to do, and owes this menace to society nothing. He's accused of not paying in full.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff's a cabbie who picked up a guy who stiffed him, but he sprayed the guy with copper tone right in his eyes until the police came and arrested him. The defendant says it was pepper spray and the guy was trying to overcharge him. It's the case of being a shortchanger.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Azariah Campbell,
Yes,
you are
Your Honor.
suing Robert. You've asked us not to mention your last name for $5,000. According to you, you're actually out more than that for lost wages and legal fees for malicious prosecution, because according to you, he had you arrested for something that you shouldn't have been arrested for. So talk to me. Tell me what happened.
Yes, Your Honor. In March 3rd, I was at the taxi stand in White Plains. And while sitting on the stand, I see two people came to my car and asked me if I could take them to Yonkers. I drove them to Yonkers.
Nobody discussed how much it would be?
No, both of them came in the car, and upon coming in the car, I drove them to their address. I didn't even know their address.
How long did it take?
It's approximately 25,
Okay.
30 minutes.
Okay.
I drove them to their address, and the gentleman gave me $28. I said to him, it's $34 for the fare. And he was getting out the car and grabbing his bags to take out the car. So I decided to get the remaining of the money. I hold on to the bags.
How? You're sitting in the front seat and your arm goes back?
Right there. We both get out. You
both get out of the car?
Outside. So I grab onto the bags and said to him, "So you're going to pay me my money?"
You grabbed the bags that were in his hand?
Yes.
Okay.
So I said,
So did you successfusly rip them out of his hand?
No, we was
struggling over it?
Tussling over
Okay.
it. Tussling with the bag. And he said, "Let go of my bag." And he used a profane word.
What was the word?
So I said, "Get off my bag."
Okay.
Yes, okay. So I did not let go, and then he punched me in my stomach.
Wait, so you didn't let go and then he punched you
me in
in
my
your
stomach,
stomach? Like punched like this?
Yes, punched me in my stomach.
Okay.
And then I staggered back, and right on my side of my door, there was a copper stone spray, which I have. You really spray in my car.
A copper tone what?
Spray.
Suntan lotion?
Yes, suntan
That's what you keep for
yes.
protection, suntan lotion?
No, I use it for my hand.
Okay.
I use it for my hand in the summer.
Okay. And then what happens?
I sprayed him with it.
In the eyes?
Yes.
Okay. And then what happens?
It decided he was advancing back to me, Your Honor. So I jump in my car and I try to take off.
How advancing back? He's right on you, and how do you get in your car if he's right there?
No, I get in my car, I spray him, and then he
No, I'm not getting it. I need a car. Can we have a car, like a little model car?
Yes.
I know we have them. Hold on. I need you to come forward, please. I need you to stand right here. Yes. Okay. You're standing here next to the driver's side.
Yes, Your Honor.
And he's standing here next to the back of the driver, back seat behind the driver.
No, he came out the driver's door, this door, Your Honor.
Yeah.
And he was going here, Your Honor.
Okay. Where does the tussle for the bags take place? Here. Look at that. Look at that. I love my staff. Okay. Where does the tussle for the bags take place? Here by your door or over here?
Right here.
Okay. So then he punches you in the stomach, and then he walks, and then he gets here.
After he punched me in the stomach, I stagger back.
Right. And then he keeps walking.
And he keep walking.
So you reach in.
I reach here, right inside of this door here.
You grab the copper tone.
Oh, yes.
You run after him.
Yeah,
And then you
not really
spray.
run up.
Well, he's here now,
Yes.
so you have to walk several
Yes.
paces to get to him to spray him,
Yeah,
right?
I
He's walking
sprayed
away
him,
from
yes.
you. Okay.
After I sprayed him, he was advancing to me. I run back in my car, close my door,
And you left. Okay, go ahead and go back. What happened?
I got into the cab at White Plains Galleria with my daughter, took a cab to
How old is your daughter?
18.
Okay, come on up. So go on.
We took the cab from the White Plains Galleria to my place of residence,
Okay.
and upon arrival,
Have you taken a cab from Galleria to your place of residence before?
plenty of times,
Okay, and how much does it normally cost according to you?
$28, $30 tops.
Okay, so if that's what it costs, why are you handing a guy $28? Don't you tip your cab drivers after a 25-minute ride?
Occasionally,
Oh,
I would.
maybe you should. Okay, so go ahead. So you $28 or $30. The man is telling you $34, and you can't just pay the guy the other $4. You end up having to inherit this kind of problem in the presence of your 18-year-old daughter over this. Seems stupid now, doesn't it? Seems stupid now
It seems very stupid, yes.
in retrospect. All right, so you get there, and what happens? Let's take it from you get there. He tells you it's 34, and you say,
I told him I only had $30 on me. I gave him $30.
okay,
That's what I had on me.
and then.
And then he was kind of, no, it's 34. We got out of the car. He jumps out of the car like a madman. And he's threatening to give me my money, your mother, over and over again, repeatedly. It's happened repeatedly over and over again until the point he chased me on my property.
Okay, so
I told
you're
him-
aware, according to you, is there a struggle for the bags or no?
Yes, there was.
Was the struggle for the bags close to the car?
He was grabbing the bags. He would grab the back of my jacket. He kept grabbing the back of my jacket. And I told him, I said, get off me, don't touch me. You're on my property. I'm calling the police.
Wait, you're not on your property. Come over here. Everybody needs to be very specific. I need to understand how this happened. So here you are, and you eventually get to your property, I understand, but I want to know where the struggle for the bags happens.
Okay. Like I said,
No, that's not the driver's side. That's the driver's side.
Right.
Yeah, this is the front of the car.
But I got up here in the back.
So you were not behind the driver?
No. He chased me around like this.
Okay. Who was behind the driver? Your daughter?
She was.
Okay, so according to you, you get out of here, and he comes around, and what happens? Here, let me put it. Well, kind of interesting. Both doors close at the same time. Okay, go ahead. So what happens?
We were arguing here. I told him I'm not giving you any more money, and I proceeded to go on my property at that point.
Okay.
This is
How
when he
far
started-
is your property? Is he parked like right at the curb?
Pretty much, yeah. Right
Okay,
there,
go ahead.
give or take.
So go on.
And this is when he started grabbing me. I said, now you're on my property. Get off me. You're harassing me at this point. Okay, so I'm going to call the police. This several times. No. He kept telling me, no, I'm not getting off the property. No. I said, you better get off because I'm calling the police. I finally just picked up the phone and called, and they're actually hearing this. I'm telling them, Yonkers Police says I'm having a problem with this cab driver harassing me. I gave him $30. I paid my fare, and he's not leaving me alone. So there was snow on the side, and when he grabbed me again, I somehow slipped. It happened very fast.
Okay.
At this point, I was almost face down. So when I went to get back up, he grabbed me like this. I was down. And all of a sudden, I feel this chemical burn on my face. He must have sprayed me about 12 to 14 times on my face, my eyes, my ears, my neck, my head. I was burning.
You don't think it was copper tone?
No,
Not
it
that
wasn't.
copper tone wouldn't burn. That would burn too. But you think it was pepper spray?
They know. From
How do you know?
The arresting officer says it was.
Okay. But you didn't. Obviously, it happened too fast for you to see what it was that was in his
A
hand.
little bit. Certain events or moments of the event would happen a little too fast.
Okay. And then what happens?
So the police had shortly arrived after that.
Okay, but he had left.
He already
Okay.
left.
All right.
And they were
How
frustrated.
long did it take the police to get there?
I guess a couple of minutes.
Okay. Go ahead and go back to the podium, to the lectern. Okay. So they question you, and then do they say to you, do you want to go to the hospital?
Yes.
Okay. And what happens? Do you go to the hospital?
I went to the hospital.
Okay. And what did they do?
They continued to flush my eyes until the pain went away.
Okay. And then you go home that night.
Yes.
And the police do their investigation, and he ends up being arrested. The case gets continued like 5 times. Who drops the charges?
I dropped him.
Why?
Every time I went to court, he was telling me that his attorney wasn't ready.
Why didn't you just wait and see the thing through?
I just didn't want to deal with it.
Okay.
I'm being very
well,
honest.
now you're
I didn't
dealing
want to
with
see
it,
him
aren't you?
again. I
Right.
didn't want to
You
see him.
didn't expect him to sue you right afterwards, right?
Sorry, Your Honor, but I don't want to look at him.
Right. Hi.
Hi.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
All right. You remember this night?
Yes, exactly.
I have to imagine this doesn't happen that. I would like to hope that this doesn't happen that often in the life of an 18-year-old.
Hopefully not.
Or in the life of anybody. But go ahead. So what happens?
He had asked us once he dropped us off in front of our house, he was like, how much do you guys usually pay? And we said usually 28 to 30, no more than 30. And then he's like, oh, it's going to be 34. And my dad pays him the 30. He says, I'm not going to give you any more. I don't have any more money on me. Then he starts getting aggressive. They start arguing a little bit. My dad gets out of the car. He jumps right out of his car. He already has his hand in his right pocket. So my dad yells to me as he's going down the driveway. He's like, oh, get out of the car, Brittany. So I get out, and he's in my dad's face, giving me money, calling him names, cursing at him. And my dad just keeps telling him, just leave me alone, leave me alone. And he starts calling the police, and they're still fighting, whatever. And eventually, we were close to the door, a couple feet away.
So this is over $4,
yes.
literally.
And he was grabbing onto his jacket. So my dad had his bags this way, and he was like this. So he didn't have any type of, freedom to like punch anyone or anything like that. And he just takes out the spray and just sprays him and runs off.
Where does the spraying happen?
In our driveway, near our door. I'm going to say about like 2-3 feet away from our house.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the police come, he gets arrested. You end up paying a lawyer.
Yes, Your Honor.
How much did you pay the lawyer?
$1,500.
And you're suing for the $1,500 you paid the lawyer plus $3,800 for your time and having to go to court.
Yes,
except for that, according to them, it's your lawyer who was never ready.
Not
Well, who wasn't ready? Why wouldn't the prosecutor be ready? There's nothing to the case.
No time, Your Honor, my lawyer never showed up. My lawyer showed up each time he was appointed to come to court.
I'm sorry, say that again.
My lawyer showed up.
Your liar?
My lawyer. My attorney. Not a liar.
Well, maybe, but you're a lawyer.
My attorney.
Lawyer, your attorney. Perfect.
My attorney has showed up.
So then who was asking for continuances?
And he was the person who had never showed up, Your Honor.
Well, he's not. He shouldn't have to show up. I don't know how the custom in your particular town, but
he was afraid of purging himself.
No. My question to you is, why didn't the case go to trial according to you?
So who's more of a problem generally? Taxi drivers or passengers?
Passengers.
Why do you say?
Because they probably don't like the price of the cab fare, maybe?
Maybe, but who overall is more difficult? Taxi drivers, passengers?
I would probably say passengers.
Because?
Because a lot of them are drunk when they're getting in the cab.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking going inside the courtroom.
Why did it keep getting postponed?
Because each time he didn't show up, Your Honor.
Yeah, but were you supposed to be showing up?
No, I didn't know. Your Honor.
Okay, and but according to you, you showed up the first few times?
Yes,
did
I
you
did,
show
Your Honor.
up?
Yes, I did. Your
Okay,
Honor.
how many times did you guys show up?
2 times, Your
Were
Honor.
you and then during the times that you're there, why doesn't the trial happen if everybody's there? Because his lawyer asked for a continuance.
No.
And according to you, that didn't happen. All right, great. All right, let me ask you a question, Mr. Campbell. On what planet would we have to be living where you could get mad at somebody, turn around, go to the back of your car, grab something to spray them with, run over to where they are and spray them, and that you wouldn't be arrested? Because that sounds like anger as opposed to self-defense.
No,
Even according to your own story, when you told me what happened, he was here when you sprayed him, which means that you had to grab something and come after him several steps, 6, 7, 8 steps in order to spray the guy. Also, it's kind of far-fetched that a person would have copper tone for protection as opposed to pepper spray for protection.
I didn't use it for protection, Your Honor.
Yes, you're very careful about that hand during the summer. I got it. But when you have to go here and then walk over here to spray a guy, why wouldn't you get arrested for it? I mean, you got lucky and it ended up getting dismissed and all that, but a prosecutor looked at the case and said, are you kidding me? Do you have a police report from that day?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Okay, do you have the police report from that day?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, it's not good for you, right? Because they didn't get your version of stuff about the punch and all that, right? None of that comes out until now, right? Yeah, okay. Miraculously, there's no counterclaim in this case. He just wants you to leave him alone and go away. Never sues you for the spray or the medicals he just wants you to go away. Well, today's your lucky day, Robert. He's going to go away. I find that it is not reasonable to reach in, grab something, and then walk this way to spray a guy's eyes. I find it is not reasonable. I don't find this to be self-defense. And I find in favor of the defendant in this case, you do not have to pay him anything. That is my verdict. Good luck, folks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So the defendant prevails in this case. Mr. Campbell, the plaintiff, is coming out of the courtroom. You do not get the $5,000 you were seeking, Mr. Campbell. Step back just a little bit, sir. Thank you very much. How do you feel about the outcome here?
I don't know why the judge failed to see the truth of the story. I don't understand why. Because the truth of the matter is that this defendant didn't pay me my money.
That's a big argument over essentially $4, right?
And then he punched me. I end up get punched. And then he...
And arrested?
And get arrested.
Yeah,
so
and harassed. And you go to court?
Yes.
And you end up with nothing more.
Yes, and then he was afraid of purging himself. Didn't come to court.
Well, listen, the judge didn't believe your story either, you know. So that's the way it ends up. Thank you very much, sir. Sorry about that. Now the defendant's on his way out of the courtroom. Robert, I think the judge was really nonplussed that you just didn't give him the extra $4 and call it quits. If you encounter something like this again, do you think you will do that? Or will you stand your ground and say, no, I'm not going to give you anything?
I'll stand my ground.
You will?
Because I believe in the right fare, the right money, you know, we've been paying what's right.
Okay. You satisfied with what happened? I'm sure you
Definitely.
are. You should be thrilled.
Very good.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Harvey?
Okay, we talked about this with Dennis. Taxi drivers also are licensed, usually by the city or county where they are. And again, you can file complaints, and sometimes they can help you short of going to court.